Hello, I'm Michael O'Rourke and I live in Cape Town, South Africa. I wanted to share something with you that is really important to me. On the 9th of March 2021, it will be exactly 10 years since I made one of the most important and most significant decisions of my life. On that day, on the 9th of March 2011, was the last day that I consumed alcohol. Up to that point, alcohol played a big role in my life. I worked hard, played hard. Every weekend involved activities that were centered around alcohol. When I look back to my childhood, it was full of memories and activities that revolved around alcohol. Since then, I've established that in our family there's a long history of alcoholism and addiction. But for me, I came to that decision based on feelings of being stuck in my own personal life. It wasn't so much that the alcohol was preventing me from functioning. It was at that time more about observing that my day-to-day life was very predictable, did the same things every weekend. And in the back of my mind, I also knew that alcohol and the way of living that revolved around alcohol had been destructive. I had, in a way, put it to the back of my mind. And somehow had subconsciously convinced myself that the reasons for all of these events in my life that were destructive and that were not healthy had other causes. But looking closely at two failed marriages, looking closely at how my children had been deeply affected by the lifestyle that I was living and how that impacted on my relationships, I realized that by focusing on myself and my friends in terms of our weekend activities, which were all adult oriented activities, getting together to socialize and to drink and to have fun, and dragging our children with us, expecting them just to also entertain themselves. And more importantly, they witnessed and observed that this is how adults live, just as I had done when I was a child. That fun and weekend activities were all about alcohol and getting drunk. So it came to that point on the 9th of March 2011 where I decided this can't be right. I need to make changes. And I decided there and then that I was not going to consume alcohol again. So I'm very proud of the fact that on the 9th of March 2021, it will be 10 years since that decision. I am proud, but I also still carry guilt and shame. And I've worked at that guilt and shame, but I look into the eyes of my children and I can see that the destruction of the lifestyle has lingered and has impacted them in ways that they perhaps don't even know. I do understand that sitting in guilt and shame for prolonged periods is not healthy. So I do work at that. And quietly in my mind, every single day, I ask for forgiveness. Forgiveness from everyone that was hurt and negatively impacted by the lifestyle that I led and the actions and behaviors that became part of my daily life. Since then, I probably have achieved more than I ever did since the 9th of March 2011. I've completed a project management certification. I've completed a supply chain certification. I completed a 1-year counseling and communication course. I became a yoga teacher, which involved a 5-month part-time teacher training. And then more recently, I completed a bachelor's degree in applied social science, majoring in psychology and counseling. This included me bringing my attention to studying at the age of 50 years old. But these past years have not only been the most productive in my life, but they have been the most joyous years of my life. I have had a completely renewed sense of purpose. Intuition and inner wisdom has been there in times that I've needed it. Very clear, very strong intuition. My head is clear. My health is good. I'm physically stronger now than I was in my 30s. I wanted to share this because in South Africa in particular, and in the city that I live in, substance abuse is a significant issue. It's crippling our society. Our history of oppression has created an environment where people have needed something to numb the pain. And substance abuse is the predominant way of numbing that pain in our society. But the destruction it causes is significant. There are children that have absent parents, parents that are day in, day out intoxicated. Children are left unattended. We have the highest crime rates in the world. We have the highest levels of domestic abuse in the world. We have extremely high levels of alcohol-related trauma. I too, back in those days, was actually using alcohol to numb pain, to escape thoughts and feelings that I did not want to deal with. So I share this because there is hope. I share this story because you too, if you are struggling with addiction or on the road to recovery and need guidance, need some additional motivation, there's so much more to live for when we are not numbed by alcohol and other substances. Yes, initially we have to deal with the pain that we are numbing. But eventually, when we start to feel less pain, we start to feel joy, we start to notice life. And we start to do things that we never thought we could do. My healing and my journey has been strongly supported by the practice of mindfulness, meditation, yoga, breath work. However, it's up to you to find that support, that practice, whatever it takes to help you through your own journey of recovery and finding yourself again. There are many ways that one can immerse oneself into an activity, a group, a practice, just to keep us on track, keep us going. So try to find something that resonates with you, that you feel will work for you. So I'm excited and feeling very proud for the 9th of March 2021, 10 years of no alcohol, 10 years of clarity, 10 years of working at myself, working through pain, shame, guilt. And I hope that anyone out there watching this will get a little bit of something from this video, a little bit of hope, a little bit of motivation. I am totally open to you making contact with me to share your story, or perhaps I can help you in any way, some sort of guidance, talk to you a little bit more about the details of my journey, if that will help you. Thank you for listening. Life is hard, but we have the ability to make choices even when we feel we can't. Sometimes it just needs somebody to reach out a hand and guide you. Have a beautiful day. Bye-bye.